Hello, my name is Eduardo Ribeiro. I am a software engineer and a video game developer. On this video I want to show you how to compile Unreal script using the conTEXT software tool, and let me just find the latest version of IDE at the time of this video is the UDK 2012-01. I mean, the latest version of UDK is the 2012, January 2012. Okay, alright, first thing you're going to do, of course, is download conTEXT. If you do a Google search, conTEXT, you will find www.conTEXTEditor.org. You are going to download the software, and after installation I put the shortcut right here on the screen, right next to the UDK January 2012, right here, executable file. Another important piece of software we're going to need, actually this is more like a file, it's the Unreal, I have it right there, Unreal script.chl. Okay. And you're going to find this at the wiki, beyondunreal.com/conTEXT. Alright, I'll explain what this file is in a second. This file will help the IDE to color code the as we run, type the code. You see how the function is in blue here, simulated function, and comments are in green. We need this file to be able to do that with conTEXT. Alright, go back here. Okay, what you want to do here, at the bottom of this page we have the file here, but the way they put the file is kind of a little difficult to copy. Anyway, you're gonna get a Word document because you want the the color format. You're gonna select everything. Right click, copy, bring the Word document here. Alright, once you have selected, you're going to paste. You don't really need to save it straight to a Word document like this. I like to do it so I can save it in a separated place. Like, let's say for example, I'm going to create a directory here. Let's say my game project, and inside of that I'm going to put a folder called documents. And then inside the folder I will save this document. I gotta find that in the desktop now. My game projects. I guess I'll leave it at this name. Close this so I have it there. But where we're really gonna need this file will be here. under your C drive, program files, look for the conTEXT, highlighters. I already have it here because I already done this, but how you put this here is click in there, open a new text document. Remember, it has the .txt extension, but you're actually gonna name it like this here, Unreal Script .chl. The only capital letter is the U on this whole thing. Alright, but I'm just showing you here to, so it's not gonna tell me there's a copy of it here. But you see how I have a txt file? Again, I'm teaching this in case someone doesn't know. I can change the extension of the file here now to CHL. If I click out, I'm gonna get a message saying if I wanted to, change the name of the file extension. I'm gonna say yes. So this is no longer a notepad file. Now open it and paste that text in there. Okay, remember, I'm leaving this one here so we can see it later on. Alright, so save it. Now we have it in there. Remember, this is not the UDK, this is the conTEXT folder. I hope I'm not going too fast here. Alright, close. Close. Now, we're gonna go to options. Okay, so options, environment options. Okay, at this point you can pause the video and make sure that your environment option is the same as this one. Just follow everything that is checked and unchecked everything that is not checked here. I guess it's quicker this way instead of having me explain one by one. But just so you know, the two most important things here is to make sure that when we the when started, we want to leave it at open last file project. That means that every time we go back to the to this IDE, we're gonna go back to the last file we've been working on. And remember editing position, which we're gonna go back to the last file and at the exact spot where we left off on the screen. So these two are the most important ones here to remember. But again, pause the video, make sure you get them all the ones that are checked. Alright, on the editor, again, pause the video one more time, make sure you have them all the ones that are supposed to be checked. Okay, this is my opinion, you can do it however you want. I like to have the block indent in the C Java block indent to 4. This makes it easier to read your code once you start typing the code here. Makes it easy to find things in the code because of spaces. And the highlighter, we're gonna use the highlighter we imported the file. Alright, we're gonna select Unreal Script and let me see if everything is okay here. Under execute keys, I have it ready here, but I'm gonna delete it, and I'll show you again. Okay, you're gonna click on user exec keys, you're gonna add, you're gonna type lowercase u c, nothing else, just UC. Click OK. Now select F9. We're gonna map the F9 function key to the executable file on the UDK directory. select here. Actually I should go back here, so I'll show it from here. Drive C, UDK. One more thing, you should get used to the directory, the directories inside UDK, where everything is. Like what the binaries are for, the development, the engine, and the UDK game. Alright, so I'm gonna look for that executable file which is under binaries, Win32 and UDK.exe here. Click open. Now this is what we map. We're mapping the F9 key to execute this file. That's gonna be the compiler. It's gonna check your code to see if it's correct. Right now we're gonna highlight this except the UDK.exe, and we're just gonna paste it down here on the start in. See what I did here is the exactly copy from above, but excluding the UDK.exe. On the parameters, you're gonna type make. That's gonna tell UDK that we want to compile code instead of running the game, right? Because if you go straight for the UDK.exe, it's gonna open the game. We're gonna capture console output, and we're gonna scroll console to the last line. Alright, so we just mapped the F9 key to do this. Before we move to the next screen, make sure you sorry, I had to pause the video here. Okay, again, before you move to the next screen, make sure you pause the video here, and make sure you're checking everything that is supposed to be checked here and everything. And now under associations, I'm gonna remove this here because I want to show you what you gotta do here. Okay, we're gonna add .uc. We want the context to associate files with that extension and to be open here. Okay, .uc. Click apply. Click OK. Now, to be able to test the conTEXT compiler, actually I shouldn't say that. We're compiling using UDK. The conTEXT is just the IDE. Okay. Again, it's very important you understand the directory structure. Since if you're gonna be making games, you gotta know the directory structure, where you're supposed to put like the 3D objects and the source code and all that stuff. Alright, under development, which is for programmers, that's basically mostly where programs are going to be working. That's where you're going to creating your code. Let me say it this way, is it better? Okay, double click on development, double click on SRC, which stands for source code. Now in here we're going to create a directory. I'm gonna name this directory with my name. I'm gonna call it Eduardo Game. Now have it here. We're gonna double click on it. Inside that directory we're gonna create another folder. We're gonna call it classes. Gonna double click. Inside that folder we're gonna create the first script file. We're gonna create a text file format, txt. Let's name this, again, I'm gonna name it my name. You can name it your name, just so we know that we were able to compile with success. Alright, so eduardo.uc. We're gonna get the message saying if we want to change the file extension. Yes. Now we are ready to use the code here, start typing code here. I'm gonna close this. We're gonna access that file from here. Double click on development, double click on source code, under Eduardo's game, classes, and here we have it. Double click it so we can have it here. Remember, yeah, one more thing, just as a reminder, we want to make sure that we have line numbers. Right? It's very important to have the line numbers. See, we're going to start typing the code here. It's the compilation results. It give us a hint where the problem is. All right. I'm sure everybody knows this since Okay, make sure we have Unreal Script selected here, so we can use that color coding. Now we're gonna start typing our code now. Okay, now I'm gonna show you how to do a basic hello world message to the log file in the UDK environment. I'm trying to make this video under 10 minutes, so I'm gonna put as much as notations as possible and go a little quicker now. So make sure you follow along with without missing anything, right? Again, I'll make sure I'll explain what's happening here with as much notations as possible. Okay, first thing we want to do, we need to define an object and its relationship to other objects in the game. So define the object and its in the game. Okay, the name of this class also has to be the same exact name as the .uc file here, otherwise we'll get the compilation error. Alright, so okay, so we're gonna create the class Eduardo and the class Eduardo. Okay, I'm just trying to remember it. Okay, Eduardo extends actor traceable. Okay, explanation of what we're doing here. The extends actor. Okay, the extends actor makes Eduardo a child of actor. Alright, so this is what we're doing here. The extend actors Eduardo, child of actor. And for the last word, the last keyword, the placeable. Okay, I forgot about this. Alright, the placeable option here will let us have a visual reference in the UDK editor of where we're actually placing this class. I'm trying to be as clear as possible here, but you'll see what's gonna happen. So placeable will give us a visual reference of our class in the UDK editor. Okay. Alright. Before the game starts, we're gonna use the function post begin play. Now this is where we're gonna type the message we want to log. Oops. Let's say hello world. conTEXT. And we're gonna leave this thing here so it will be easier to find this line in the log file. That's how we will know if the compilation went everything okay. Okay. Now fix this. Now we're gonna create this sprite, which will be a default image that it's already in the UDK editor, so we can have our visual reference of our Eduardo actor. Right. So we're going to create a sprite. Default image. How should I put this? Create a sprite, default image, so we can see our actor in the 3D world. Yep, that's good enough. Alright. Default properties. Okay. Begin object. Up. Okay. Alright, give me a second here. I'm just gonna double check everything. Class Eduardo extends actor replaceable. Starts. Colon. Okay, now we need to tell the UDK editor that we want it to compile this Eduardo game. So we go to computer, UDK, very important now, UDK game config, where is it, default editor .ini. No, I'm sorry, default engine.ni. I'm sorry. Okay, correct one, default engine. That looked weird. Alright, under edit packages here, we're gonna add another one. We're gonna edit packages Eduardo game, which is this one right here. Okay, edit package Eduardo game. Close and save. We're telling the compiler we want it to run this package also. Now I'm not gonna close this, but I want you to double click on logs, and this is the log file we're gonna open and check if our compilation worked. If everything goes okay, no errors or anything, that's where we're gonna make sure that it did work. Alright, now let's compile it. Remember, we mapped F9 to run the UDK compiler. Right, so we're gonna click F9, and we have an error. Okay, it's good this is happening so we can figure out the error. Okay, so compile aborted due an error. It says on line 8 there's an error missing the semicolon. Oh, actually I line 8. Actually it's right here, line 3. Okay, here's the thing I find a little weird with the UDK compiler. Sometimes it does. You see how it's telling me the error? I know where the error is. It's actually here, but it's telling me the error is on line 8. It's actually on line 3. But you know, anyway, the clue here, I'm missing semicolon. This is supposed to be with a semicolon. This is not. But because this isn't, that's where the error is picking up from. Alright, so let's close this. Let's fix the error. Press F9. Again, this error message is something I wanted to happen, so I can show you. Disregard this. This is just actually a backup. You know, trying to run over and over this backup file right here. It doesn't mean this didn't happen. It's okay. Just click OK. And we shouldn't have any errors. Okay. Everything is good to go. So, 0 errors, 0 warnings. Now, if we close this, everything compiled, okay. If we go to UDK game, the logs. The first log, it gives us the the compiler log, the result, if everything went okay, right? So the second log, the launch2, should give us the hello world if everything worked fine. But it shouldn't be here yet if I type Control F to find hello world. It's not in here yet because I didn't run this file inside the UDK engine. Okay, so we're gonna leave it here, minimize it. We're gonna run the UDK engine. Okay. Alright. Now we're gonna open a map. UDK game content maps examples example map. Just come in right here. Now we want to save this map as, let's save it as my name, because we don't want to make changes to the example map. Whoops, it's not going to let me save by that name. So let's go, how should I save this? My map. Okay, so make sure we got my map, so we're not going to make changes to the example map. Now we're going to go to the content browser. We're going to select actor classes. We can see our uncategorized actor here. We want to uncheck show categories. We want to select the actor from here. So left click on it so you select it. And make sure you select it. Right click and add our actor here. Now this is the visual reference that because of this code here, it's allowing us to see it here now. Now I'm gonna close this. Actually, let me play from here. There is our actor right there. That is a confirmation, a visual confirmation that it worked. Alright, but now we want to see if our hello world was logged into the beginning before the game started. So we're gonna exit. Yes, we're gonna exit UDK. Yeah, save. And now the final step to make sure that everything we did was correct. We're gonna go to the UDK. Again, I'll advise, get familiar with the directory structure. Even after you get familiar with it, it's still confusing sometimes. All right. The log files, and remember, the first file shows everything that once the game engine runs, and this is where we should find our hello world, and there it is. Hello world, this is my first UDK script using conTEXT. It worked. This is the confirmation that everything was successful. The reason I wanted to make this video, it's because I made a previous video with Visual Studio 2010 and compile Unreal script using Visual Studio 2010 with the infringe plugin. But the company that releases the infringe plugin, they want to charge 10% of your profit with a license to, anyway, I'll say this straight. Infringe is is a debugger. It's not even a compiler. In my opinion, this is not worth it. So I wanted to make it work here with the conTEXT, with the latest version of UDK, so it can help everyone out there. This is free. conTEXT is free, and as you can see, you can do the job. Thank you for watching the video. Just like on every other video I make, if you have any questions, just write it down there. Thank you.